So the big question is this: why aren't you meeting high-value men online? Today, I share some reasons, some of which might surprise you, on why this challenge persists. My name is Joan Nwosu, and welcome to the Second Chances Podcast, a love journey in black and white. I hear this complaint all the time from the women I work with on how this is so challenging. So, if this sounds like you are not alone. You see, the world of online dating is vast and varied. While it opens doors to meeting a huge range of people, it also brings challenges, especially when it comes to finding partners that match our standards and our values. So what's going on here? Why is it so difficult? Why does it feel like the high-value men are needles in a digital haystack? Just can't be found. Let's get into some of these things. But first of all, let's define what we mean by a high-value man. So we're talking about a man who is not just successful in their careers, but are also emotionally mature, emotionally available, they're respectful, they're kind, and most importantly, they are aligned with your values and your goals for a relationship. So now, why aren't they popping up on your dating radar? Where are they? Where are they hiding? Because we know they're there. So to start off with, one of the reasons could be the nature of online dating platforms. They're designed to show you a wide range of options, like thousands, if not millions of people. But they often prioritize quantity over quality. So high-value men might be fewer in number, they probably are. And so what happens is that the algorithm keeps showing you more of the other kind. So you're not getting to see as many high-value men as you would love to. And there's really no way to filter to get to who a high-value man is. So you just got to keep swiping and just learning how to filter on your own and pick them out because they are there. We know that they are there. Another thing I want to talk about is your online presentation. How do you present online, or how do they present online, right? So online profiles, there's only so much information you can put there. And it's not always possible to capture the true depth or the nuances of a person's character or their values, what they stand for, who they are, and what they're looking for. And we already know that high-value men are usually a bit more reserved in showcasing maybe their achievements or their values, or they keep their profiles quite simple. So that could be another reason why you're not seeing them, because their profile may not be as detailed as someone who's on there just to scam you, or who's looking for something casual, because they take a lot of time. This is their hunting ground. The high-value men may not have enough on there to catch your attention right away. So make sure you're paying attention to profiles, right? You're not taking it at face value. You're reading properly. You're really, really looking at the profile. So you're not just quickly saying, oh, this person doesn't have a lot of information left. Take your time to go through all the different profiles and read up on the person and see if you can try to identify if this is a high-value man or not. Then the other thing I want to talk about is the intention. This question of intention. Many high-value men, because they know that there might be a lot of women out there just trying to grab their attention, because they're also cautious as well. Look, they also get catfished, they also get scammed. So they're a little bit more cautious and a little bit more selective. When they're online, they pick and choose who they want to interact with. They're not the ones who you would find who have 100 open chats with 100 different women. They're just not those kind of people, right? So they may not be as active online, constantly messaging you, because they're busy with their life. They're busy being high-value men anyway. So they may not be as active or as engaging. So don't be too quick to write someone off because they're not spending all their time on the apps, or they're not checking in on you 50 times a day. No, it doesn't mean that the high-value man one is not there. He's there, and it doesn't mean that he's not interested. No, he's just busy. And he's also being cautious. He's not trying to meet up with 100 people only to be disappointed 99.99% of the time. So they're also being very selective. So don't be in a hurry to write off someone because they're not as chatty or as conversational as some of these other type of men. Unless if that's what you're looking for, then that's okay too. So that's about, the apps. That's about the high value men and some of the things that they may or may not be doing that is impacting you being able to find them on the dating apps. But we also need to take responsibility for our own part and our own behaviors and how we show up, right? So what is your profile reflecting? When someone looks at your profile, what can they deduce from that? Is it reflecting the kind of person that a high value man would be attracted to? So you have to ask yourself these questions. You can't just say, this is who I am, I just want to show up as my authentic self. But remember, this is an app and people only have a couple of seconds to make a decision about you. So you should be thinking about the customer, right? You should be thinking about, I want to attract a high value man. How do I need to show up for a high value man to be interested in me? Remember, there are many, many women after this high value man and they're being cautious already. So how do you need to show up? What does your online profile reflect about you? Right? So I'm not saying lie, because it's also very crucial to make sure that you're authentic. You're representing yourself the right way. There's nothing worse than catfishing or lying about your values or things that you have or your accomplishments, only to find out later that they were all tales. High value men respect authenticity. They love it. So it's crucial that you make sure you're portraying yourself in the right light, but you're also being authentic about who you are, because they're really smart. They can read between the lines. They can see through you. And even if you make it to the first date, they're going to figure you out very quickly. And then what's the point? Right? So one of the things that you need to do is make sure that whatever apps or platforms you're using, you're focusing on the platforms that align with your values and your interests. There's some apps that they're primarily known as a hunting ground. Just stay away from those ones. Focus more on the ones that might maybe allow you to put in more information, allow you to see a little bit more about this potential partner, so that you can filter better, right? So that you can really hone in on what it is that you're looking for. In this case, a high value man. So focus on the platforms and the apps that align with that, with what you're looking for. And don't just download 50 different apps and just be throwing your net into the wide ocean hoping to catch fish. It doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Yes, there could be high value men on some other less interesting platforms, but it's very, very rare. So just go to the fishing ground where they are. Find out what apps have these kind of men and go there and then show up as the right person. Bearing in mind that they might not be as chatty, they might not have as much information in their profile, and that they're going to be cautious. So when you're having conversations with them, make sure that you have this at the back of your mind, that they're already cautious and wary. So you need to present yourself in a way that gives them the comfort to be able to move things forward and meet you face to face. So meeting high value men online is about really knowing how to navigate this digital world. And that's what I help a lot of my clients with, to really map out a strategy that aligns with your values and what it is that you're desiring in a partner. You need to also appreciate and understand the limitations of online dating, like I've said, and be willing to adjust your approach so that you can increase your chances of finding the right matches. We don't want to be swiping for months or thousands of people. That's not fun, right? So to increase your chances, take on some of these things I've talked about and show up, right app, present yourself the right way, and have the right type of conversation. That way you can entice and lure a beautiful high value man who sees you in all your beautiful authenticity and wants to go on a face-to-face date with you. That's all I have for you. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Second Chances podcast, a love journey in black and white. Till next time, sending you love and light.